Hello, my name is Lydia Ephraim, Head of Academic and Student Affairs, and I'm so excited to welcome you to UMaT, Ghana's premier mining and technological university. I want to reassure you that choosing UMaT is one of the best decisions you've made. UMaT is a community with its own way of life. That is why we have this orientation program for you. In this online orientation package, you will hear from key departments like the library, ICT Unit, examinations, counseling and student support units, security. They have vital information for you about the university's academic structure, the resources available, and the services that are here to help you stay safely throughout your journey. I encourage you to watch all the videos and take advantage of the valuable insights they offer. The Academic and Student Affairs Unit is committed to supporting both your personal and academic growth, and we look forward to helping you succeed at UMaT. Welcome once again and enjoy your stay.
A very good morning to you, students. I wish on my own behalf, on behalf of the university, on behalf of the Counselling and Student Support Unit of UMaT, welcome all fresh students to campus. I believe you have seen how beautiful our campus is, and already the fresh air around is bathing you. We have gathered here to have an orientation. Orientation simply means to help you get acquainted to the university environment. My name is Theophilus Ander Robertson, and I am the head of the Counseling and Student Support Unit. In the university are several offices, several units, several departments. We all work together to seek to the growth and welfare of our students and staff. Among these is the Counseling and Student Support Unit of UMaT. The Counseling and Student Support Unit has the ultimate responsibility to ensure that the psychosocial needs of our students are well catered for. When I say psychosocial needs, what I mean is that anything that bothers about the feelings, emotions, the thoughts, reflections, the vision and mission and individual ambitions of the student are well nurtured, as well as the staff and the entire university community. In this unit called Counseling and Student Support are several individuals. We are sort of professional counselors, well trained and so experienced to assist you. And so at this point, permit me to introduce to you the counselors in the university. We have 4 counselors, and this is Counselor Peace Sichofe. Counselor Sichofe is a professional counselor, so much experienced, and beyond counseling, she's also in charge of gender and disability mainstreaming. So students who have issues of disability, Counselor Sichofe is the right person for you to go to share all your experience and challenges for redress, as well as individual counseling needs. After Counselor Pisuchofe, too, is Counselor Reverend Father Dan Teko Vincent. Father Vincent is a Roman father by vocation and a counselor by profession. He has rich experiences when it comes to individual, psychosocial, and vocational or career counseling. In terms of spiritual needs, Reverend Father is available to support students' spiritual needs as well. Additionally, he is also in charge of the Pax Romana, that's the Catholic group on campus. And so for the Catholics amongst you, Father is the first point of call for whatever you need spiritually for his assistance. Father is in charge of the psychosocial support of our students. So whatever is bothering you, that happens to affect your mental health, Father is always available to give you the needed support. So the next counselor is Counselor Very Reverend Kofi. Very Reverend Kofi is the counselor and the coordinator at the Esikado campus of UMaT. He is in charge of all the counseling activities. He provides all the counseling services at Esikado. Whatever is done here is also done at Esikado. Now, the counseling, as you may hear, is not only for students. We counsel both students, staff, and the entire community. At the counseling unit are three main divisions. One, we have the gender and disability mainstreaming section. Then we have the psychosocial support section of the counseling unit. And finally, we have student financial support services, also at the counseling units. All these three divisions work together to ensure the psychosocial growth of our students. Now, in terms of the services we provided, as a counseling unit, we ensure that we give students what you call career guidance services. Yes, as you have been assigned to your various programs, it is the duty of the unit to help you understand the various programs that you are doing, the job opportunities that are available to you. So we provide for you career guidance services. We also provide for you academic support services in terms of study habit, the appropriate and the best way for students to study. If you come to the unit, we will assist you so you know even your own individual study styles as students, the best method that you need to apply to study at any point in time, the kind of skills students need to adopt is a duty that we perform. We provide what we call study clinics to help you to get the best out of the academic work that you are getting from the school. Beyond this, as long as you are a young student, relationship is very important. So we provide you relationship counseling, how to relate with people from different sects, different tribes. As you have come from different areas, you may have come from various areas, but for your ability to be able to integrate, we need to help you to understand some relationship management skills, how to relate with your colleagues, how to relate with staff, and the authority is a service that we provide. There are several things that we do for you. Above all, we even do what you call the mentorship. You know, there is a need in life for every individual to have a mentor, somebody you look up to, somebody that you can always go to guide you. And so we provide you with mentorship services so that by the time you leave here, you are well nurtured, you are well guided for a better career opportunities ahead of you. Then one key thing in the unit is our student financial support services. The student financial support services has an aim that as long as Ghana, we have several challenges. Financial challenge is a major thing. This university provides opportunity, what you call equal opportunity for everybody. It is not only the rich who are here, the poor and needy are also here. And so as students come here, we help or we assist individuals who have financial challenges. Among the key things is for us to seek for scholarships for our students. And so all issues that borders on scholarships are centered in our units for us to assist individual students with all financial needs. Sometimes all you even need is not even a scholarship, but how to counsel you to manage that small finances, that small amount that your parent gives you at the end of the month. So we'll help you to manage your finances, help you to draw your own budgets. And where we need to seek for scholarships, we seek for scholarships for students. Very soon we will advertise quite a number of scholarships to you that are available in the university. The links and the advert will be shared. When you see this advert, you are entreated to fill the forms, apply, and let's see what happens. You may be fortunate enough to be able to get this scholarship to support you in the university. If you have already even obtained scholarship before coming here, you are supposed to report to the counseling units, share that scholarship with us, and we'll assist you how to go about it. Now, one thing we need to know that everybody is qualified to apply for as many scholarships as possible in the university. However, you are entitled to only one full scholarship. So in occasions where somebody might have gotten 1 or 2 or 3 scholarships, once you have the responsibility to report to the counseling units, and we will assist you, help you to make the right choice out of the lot that you have, so that you are not found wanting. Because in Ghana, almost all scholarships has a clause that you are entitled to only one full scholarship. Now, as you have arrived, one of the key things that we do is that the counseling unit takes a database of our students. And so very soon we are going to share with you a link for you to complete. It is a counseling needs services link. You will fill for us to understand the needs of every individual, so that the unit can put together the appropriate programs for us to run for the benefit of all students. And so when you get this link, please do not hesitate. Complete the link, share with us, and out of it, we will come out with appropriate programs to organize for you. Seminars are one of the key components of our services. And so, when you hear that a seminar is being organized by the counseling unit, please do not hesitate. Come participate, come learn, and get the best of benefit, so that your stay in UMaT will be the best and you will never regret being in UMaT. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you for your audience, and hoping to see you in our counseling offices. Let me conclude by saying that the counseling unit of the university is located on the EK Bedai block. When I say EK Bedai block, all you need to do is that ask for the old administration block. If you get to the old administration block, at the extreme right end, the ground floor, the first 3 offices are the offices meant for the counseling and student support services. You will see a signpost just in front of the office. You enter the first room in the secretariat, you knock, and whatever you need, if you ask the secretaries, they will direct you to which counselor that you have to meet at any point in time. On this note, I want to say thank you, and stay blessed, and enjoy your stay in UMaT. Thank you.
We welcome you to UMaT, and one congratulations to you for making the cut for this year's admission to UMaT. My name is Sichope Kulani, a counselor with the counseling unit of UMaT, and also a member of the UMaT Student Mentorship Program. And that is why I am here to talk about UMaT Student Mentorship Program and what we do, so that you can take advantage of it and during your stay here, benefit from it. Tertiary education, its campus and its related activities are likely to be quite new to you because you are new to the environment. And to adjust to the environment, it's important that you get the right pieces of information that would guide you, so you make what often we call informed choices. And then your steps are guided here. And that is why UMaT has a student mentorship program to help students in this regard. Now, I've mentioned mentoring. What is mentoring? Mentoring is a growth-focused and nurturing process that involves a mentor helping a mentee to become a better version of themselves. It involves creation of the opportunity for mentees to explore themselves, to get to know themselves better, make good decisions or informed decisions, and who knows, the benefits that could come out of it for a mentee. It is also a place where people find themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if quite a number of you do not know your temperaments, you do not know your personality, you don't know your learning styles. These are some things that mentoring would expose you to, so you benefit well from the university environment. I did mention that UMaT has a student mentorship program. It is organized by 3 bodies, and the bodies are Anglo Gold Ashanti Iduaprim Limited, Ladies in Mining and Allied Professions in Ghana, and UMaT. So these 3 bodies come together, organize programs, as well as a year-long program that is mentoring program, where you are taken through activities, topical outlines, and whatever it is that would help you to achieve the target for which the mentoring program was established. Now, how do we do the mentoring here at UMaT, and maybe generally as a mentoring process? It first starts with preparation. And to prepare you, what we are doing now, this presentation is part of the preparation process, so that you get to know about the student mentorship program, and hopefully you register for it as well. And another side to the preparation is that we would organize a program called Start Right, End Well. It is where we bring together the 3 bodies I earlier mentioned, would come together. We get really astute people, learned people, experienced people in their fields who come and then interact with first years, so that some of the questions you have about university education, the courses, and all of those, they are answered during that program. So when you come, you are likely to see flyers around. We will advertise it, and we would make it known to you. When you see it, when you see the advert, do come for the program so that you benefit from it. So the first step is preparation. The next is training. I did mention that we hope you register for the program, and after registering, you go through a session where you are taken through what the program is all about, what is expected of you as a mentee, what's expected of your mentors, what they are likely to take you through so that you benefit the most from the program. After that, we pair you with your mentors. Each person who registers for the mentorship program will be paired with a mentor. So when you're paired with your mentor, you go and then you start the relationship establishment with the mentor, and then you go through an outline. We have an outline of activities or topics that mentors are supposed to go through with you. Then mentors go through that with you. You would also do what we call goal setting, because even though we here, through research and because we know some of the experiences that students go through, we have drawn a program outline. We also want to incorporate what you want from the student mentorship program. So there will be goal setting time where you set goals with your mentor regarding the things you want to achieve out of the 1 year mentoring process. Then there will be action. I'm excited about that part because of some of the activities that your mentors are likely to take you through. I would mention some of them shortly. And then there is evaluation and closure, because you'd have to evaluate to find out, how did the mentorship go? The goals you set, did you achieve them? How did your mentor go? Then it also helps us to work on the mentorship program so that you benefit the most from the program. Now, I did mention that I'm excited about one of the aspects of the process, which is actions. So what are some of the actions or activities that your mentors are likely to take you through? One is discussions. From last year, academic year, the program has brought about another dimension to the program where we have an outline of topics, and then we have presentations quarterly on those topics, so you benefit from them. But in addition to that, you would have discussions with your mentor, one-on-one discussions with your mentor, or your mentor would decide to meet with all the mentees attached to him or her. It's an interesting thing, and I hope you take advantage of that. There could be field trips also. I won't be surprised if some of you have not seen maybe a mine site before. I won't be surprised. But it's likely that maybe you mentioned it to your mentor says, oh, how can that be? Let me take you to go see one. So field trips are likely to be one of the activities. Assignments and presentations. There are some things that you learn by doing. you learn by doing. And as you do it, then you gain mastery in that particular skill. So your mentor is likely to give you activities to undertake, and then maybe during a group meetings with his or her mentees, you do presentation. It also helps you with public presentation, so take advantage of that. It's also likely that your mentor would introduce you to some people who would help you to get relevant pieces of information or services or help that you need, which maybe he doesn't have. It's also part of it. And also practical sessions. For example, if a lady doesn't know how to sit, for example, maybe during one of the sessions, your mentor could decide to bring a chair forward to show you how to do the seating. There will be practical sessions. I hope you take advantage of it because it's really exciting. Now let me talk about the benefits of mentorship. What are the benefits you as a mentee you would get if you enroll onto the UMaT student mentorship program? One is that it helps to expand your network. All of you and most of you are new to this environment. Some of you may not have friends yet and all of that. Now, if a mentor is, say, attached with 5 to 10 mentees, then that becomes your first space where you begin making friends. So it expands your network at the personal level and also at the professional level. It is likely that your mentor may introduce you to other aspects, and that increases your network. It would help you with steady habits. As earlier said, it's likely that some of you don't know your learning styles. So during this process, you get to learn about it. You get to know the types of learning styles there are. You get to learn about which one is yours. And then you get to learn about how to make the most of that learning style. Also, development of abilities. Have interacted with quite a number of your colleagues or your seniors, if I should say it so. And you are really gifted. You have abilities inside of you. But these abilities would have to be unearthed. You have to sharpen them. You have to engage them. How do you do it? Some of you are really good at these tech items, these gadgets, designing things, beautiful stuff. So during or through this mentorship process, you get to develop your abilities and put them to good use. It also, mentorship would help you to adjust in the university environment. You are going to find out that it's likely you'll be moving from classroom to classroom for lectures. Maybe in your school you didn't have that, but during the mentorship process you are exposed to this, and because of these exposures, it helps you to better adjust to the university environment. Of course, mentorship does help you to perform well. Research has shown that students who are mentored do better than their colleagues who did not receive any mentoring, and is one of the reasons why we hope you take advantage of it so that you do well. Already you're doing well, that's why you are here, but you could do better. All right. And also, the choices that you make daily put together become your lifestyle. Indeed, your being here is as a result of a choice you made. So, but you could be helped to make better choices is one of the benefits that mentoring would give you, and also total development. Total development. I won't be surprised, some of you may have heard about campus relationship, campus love, and all that. Things you need to know before, if you want to embark on such things or refrain from such, you'll be guided on that. Now, this is where we bring in the caution. We've talked about the benefits of mentorship, but there are some things that you need to know as a mentee or as a student of UMaT, and this is the voice of the Committee of UMaT Student Mentorship Program. Your first assignment here is your studies. Right from matriculation, the gun for start of your program goes off, and your eye should be on the end goal, so give it your best. If others are not behaving well, you should know that you are here as an individual, so give your education the best, because Ghana is looking up to you. Now, when you come to the university environment or your tertiary education, one of the challenges that students sometimes face is with their finances. When you come here, quite a number of you would be receiving your allowances on monthly basis or maybe on weekly basis. Maybe it wasn't so at the SHS level. So seeing probably the nice amounts they are giving you, then you think that it is time to eat KFC every day. No, that would not help. So student mentorship program would take you through tidbits on how to do simple budgeting. Yes, and then for you to track inflows and outflows, how money comes into your hand, how you use it, about savings and investments. But one of the key things is that you need to learn to manage your money. I say it again, you need to know how to manage your money so that you don't get stuck here on campus and then it affects your academic work. Do pay attention to that. When you come here, you're going to be with other roommates. You've got to learn to live with other people. They are going to be different from you. There are individual differences. They'll be different from you in how they talk, how they behave, because also they are from different backgrounds. But you've got to learn to live with them so that you all have a peaceful environment and the peace of mind to attach to your studies and get the best from it. We hope you take advantage of the student mentorship program so that in all these areas you are helped to make the most of your stay here. In closing, tertiary education is likely to be the last of your steps or gates for you to enter into the world of work. There are implications. Do it well. Do it well, because Ghana is counting on you. And the decisions that you make here cumulatively would be your reflection at the end of your 4 years. And when you look back, one thing you should have is that you made good decisions and you lived your life well. So start well, and all other things being equal, we hope you end well. Purposefully explore yourself. Find out other things about you. Explore fun things as well once in a while. Have a good time here, and we hope that you take advantage of student mentorship program. When they call for meetings, you attend, so that whatever it is that the program has for you, you take advantage of it, and we hope you have a good time. We wish you good stay. We hope you have a pleasant time and fruitful studies, and that you graduate well. Once again, welcome to UMaT. Thank you.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Boachi Yadom Asari, retired, Head of Security Unit, UMaT. May I seize this opportunity to welcome you to the university where you've decided to pursue your education. I'll be presenting to you on the topic Campus Security, the responsibility of the student as a stakeholder. To achieve this, I'll cover the following. What campus security is, campus security stakeholders, likely campus security threats, responsibility of the student as a stakeholder in campus security, and prohibited areas around the main campus. What is campus security? Campus security involves measures that are designed by the university to achieve the following: denying strangers unauthorized access to UMaT facilities and equipment, protect personnel and property from harm and damage, and prevent crime. I'll now delve into the stakeholders of campus security. The security measures designed by the university involves the following stakeholders: all UMaT staff and students. Security agencies such as the police, the fire service, and the military. And security specialists and experts such as bomb and surveillance experts. Having made you aware of what campus security is, I will now touch on some security threats that you may likely encounter on campus. The first is theft. Criminals from nearby settlements do target residential halls and hostels to steal valuables of students. Some of the errand boys that serves you in the halls and hostels are also not trustworthy. Regrettably, some of your colleagues may engage in stealing on campus. My next threat is about attack on students en route to private hostels. Some criminals take advantage of the absence of street lights on roads leading to private hostels and walking alone and attack students during day and night. Scam is another threat. Some criminals may pose as prophets, malam, and experts to deceive you that they can solve some problems you are facing and during the process dupe you. Some students also engage in scamming activities on campus. Attack by animals. UMaT land is partly covered by forests and serves as habitat for animals such as bats, snakes, antelope, monkeys, etc. These animals do stray into residences and nearby bushes and attack people. Hazardous materials are also another threat. UMaT laboratories contain harmful chemicals. Transportation of mining explosives close to UMaT also poses great danger. Cyber attacks. Cyber criminals may gain access to your data stored on electronic devices or network. Fire is another threat. Potential fire within facilities on campus such as the laboratory, your lecture rooms, cafeteria, residential halls, bungalows, and offices. Last but not the least threat is about sexual exploitation and abuse, popularly known as C. Sexual exploitation and abuse occurs when a position of power is used for sexual purposes against a vulnerable member of the community. Now, having made you aware of all the threats that you may encounter on campus, I want to equip you with measures that will mitigate such threats. And these measures are the responsibilities of the student as a stakeholder on campus. You are to stay alert and be aware of your environment. You will achieve this by depending on your 5 senses: your eyes to observe, your ears to listen, your nose to smell, tongue to taste, and skin to feel touch. By so doing, you will be alert and aware of your environment. Be calm and confident and know your way around campus. Criminals look out for students who look confused and overwhelmed. For that reason, always be calm and look confident. Trust your instincts. If it doesn't look or feel right, it might not be. Protect your property and university property placed under your care. Lock your doors even if you are away for a minute. Lock your door when you are sleeping, having a nap, or leaving for an extended period. Keep your room keys secured. Immediately report stolen or missing keys to the hall administrators and campus security. Secure your valuables. Keep money, jewelry, and other valuables out of sight. Never admit strangers into your room or hostel. When you visit the library, do not leave any electronic device or money in your bag. Remember to check in and check out anytime you visit the library. Call for an escort from the security if necessary. Avoid alleys and shortcuts. Stick to well-lit and busy streets. Immediately report suspicious persons and activity to campus security. Never remain alone in an isolated or unoccupied area, including classrooms and other buildings. Notify someone of your location and expected departure time. Walk with a companion, preferably in large groups whenever possible, to deter attack by criminals. Use automated teller machine during daylight hours to avoid attack by criminals. Do not lend money to anybody. You are not a bank. If you are being followed, abruptly change direction, stay in a well-lit area, and seek safety in a public place. Make noise, attract attention to yourself and the stalker. Always have emergency contacts on your phones. Avoid getting drunk. Take a class in self-defense. Carry self-defense items such as pepper spray, a taser, a non-lethal weapon in your bag when you go out, and use it for only self-defense. I stress, use it for only self-defense. Do not accept substances from a stranger. You may be dragged or end up with addiction. Report acts of sexual harassment and abuse to the appropriate authority. Protect your electronic devices with strong passwords and appropriate antivirus. Report suspected cyber attacks immediately to the ICT unit. Keep your environments clean and clear to avoid attack by animals. Inspect your surroundings regularly. Avoid bushy areas as much as possible. If there is fire in any facility, switch off electrical supply to the premises. Put out fire with installed fire extinguishers if possible. Contact the Ghana National Fire Service when necessary. Contact UMaT Security Unit whenever necessary on the cell phone number 0257 996 510. That is the cell phone number for the operation room, and it functions 24/7. You can also contact the head of security on the cell phone number 0540 126 803. Ghana National Fire Service TAQWA can be reached on landline 192 or 112 and on cell phone 0508 334 390. Now, I would like to touch on prohibited areas around campus. You are to avoid markets for illicit drugs, nightclubs, black markets, gambling centers, casinos. Also do well to avoid all paths from Waterloo Hostel to the main street, specifically the bridge between Peace Royal International School and the Pentecost Church. For the few minutes I've made known to you what campus security is, the stakeholders involved in campus security. I equip you with the measures to mitigate threats you are likely to face on campus. And I informed you of areas you are to avoid. Thank you for your attention.
Good day and welcome to the University of Mines and Technology. The University of Mines and Technology Clinic is located on the university campus, just adjacent the FAMES block and behind the ICT block. You can also locate it when coming from the KT Hall. It's just after the auditorium on the left side. I'm Jane Dwell Oklu, Senior Nursing Officer, and our HOD is Mr. Ebenezer Say. For the University of Mines and Technologies, we work only on weekdays from Mondays to Friday. Our working hours is 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We do not work on weekends and on holidays. We have an emergency system where we have an ambulance service. If you have an emergency, you call and we come and pick you and then we treat you. You can access the clinic via NHIS and your index number. So it means that when you are coming, you have to come with your NHIS card, index number or reference number that you've been given as per what is in your admission letter. You may still attend if you don't have the National Health Insurance card, but it's very important that you have it so that you can access all our services. We have laboratory services, we have pharmacy service. We do refer when cases are beyond our means, but fortunately, we are able to manage our cases. We also have reproductive health and family planning unit where we educate you on your reproductive health and offer services as well. As you are coming, it's very important that you take control of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being so that you'll be able to perform well in your academics. You are coming in a stressful condition because you are going to learn, write exams, and be involved in a whole lot of activities. And so you need to prepare very well before coming. When you come, you need to relax and then follow whatever is going on. And somebody may ask me, what is stress? Stress is just a condition that brings you under pressure so that you will not be able to achieve whatever you are supposed to achieve. It makes you very uncomfortable and you can even experience some aches and pains here and there. And living under stress, it limits our brain capacity, so our ability to think is reduced when we are living under stress. There are so many causes of stress. I'll mention some few ones as students, what you will come and face that will pose as stress factors for you. We have financial stress. Sometimes, especially getting to the end of the semester, some of you students, you become financially unstable and then that puts you under lots of stress. But the good news is that you can speak to the financial aid office and then they can sort you out. They can check if you can access grants, loans, or any work and study means if it's available. Apart from financial, we have people who that is their first time living away from home. And so they become homesick. This puts a lot of stress on them because coping with the fact that this is the first time you are living away from home and then your lessons, it's stressful. And so we encourage you that as you come, you make friends and good ones as such, so that at least that part of feeling homesick will be catered for, so that you not be put under stress. Thing that causes stress is living among strangers. This is the first time you are coming out of the house. All of the people that you are meeting, this is the first time you are meeting them. And so it becomes stressful. It looks like you are in the middle of nowhere. But it's very important that you become sociable, make friends here and there, so that you become acclimatized to the environment and to the people around you, so that you can reduce stress. Aside that, cohabiting with roommates, because we are all coming from different backgrounds, your roommate is not going to exhibit the same character as you. And so such things will put you under stress. And so you have to watch out for that and be able to cope. Also, coursework and exams. As you are coming here, it's not like your SHS where you have not much to do. This is university, so you have lots of coursework, you have lots of exams, quizzes to write. Apart from that, you have other extracurricular activities that you are going to engage in, and this is going to put you under stress. So this is another factor that causes stress. And then we are looking at family turmoil or loss back home. You are at school, and then you've been called that a family member or friend is sick, or there's a problem in the house, or somebody has passed away. The fact that you not be able to go back home to attend to such situation puts you under stress. And so it's one of the factors that we are looking at here. And your work schedule. There are some students that work at the same time, learn. And so a research that came out in 2013 reveals that 4 out of 5 students work at the same time, study. And so imagine somebody who is working and then studying at the same time, the kind of stress that will be on that person. And it's also a factor that we'll be looking at. Then your social obligations, friends, apart from academics, other pressures from your friends, from extracurricular activities, is also in one way or the other going to put stress on you. Another one is romantic relationships. We all know that just from tertiary, you are going into the world. And so most students, when they come, they try to form romantic relationship here. And so when both partners are under pressure, or one partner is under pressure, this puts a lot of stress on them, both or one of them. And this is also another factor that we'll be looking at, because it leads to loss of identity. You ask yourself, am I the same person, and all that. So these are factors that affects us, that contributes to stress as we are on campus. We looked at finances, we look at your social activity and extracurricular activities, and we also look at family turmoils and then loss back home and others. And these are factors that brings us under stress. So somebody will say that, how do I know I'm under stress? Some of the symptoms of stress is prolonged poor sleep, inability to sleep, aches and pains, headaches. Some people lose weight, others gain weight, depending on your personality. Others gain weight under stress, and others lose weight under stress. People who isolate, they withdraw, or they feel worthless. Some people have that feeling of hopelessness because of stress. Have constant anger or mood swings. Today you are, in a few minutes you are happy, the other minutes you are angry, and then irritability. You are highly irritable when you are under stress. Then a loss of interest in activity. It will come a time that you lose interest in all other activities, and this is a sign that you are under stress. Worrying, and then obsessive thinking. Obsessive thinking is that kind of thinking that comes continually. It comes all the time. So it's a sign that you are under stress. And then excessive alcohol and drug. Unfortunately, some people, when they're under stress, they indulge in drugs and inability to concentrate. If you're under stress, there's no way the mind is going to work 100%, and so you will not be able to focus or concentrate. Some of the effects of you being under stress is heart disease. You can develop heart diseases. Example, the most popular one is high blood pressure, hypertension. You can also get stroke. You can have depression. There'll be weight loss or weight gain, and you tend to forget things. It can also lead to premature death. So these are some of the effects of stress, and it's very important that we avoid stress so that we will not have this like heart diseases, stroke, depression, and all that we've talked about. And so what do we do so that we avoid stress? What do we do to avoid stress? We set realistic expectations, things that we'll be able to achieve. It's good to be ambitious, but make sure that your expectations or your targets are realistic. Avoid procrastinating. I'll do it today, tomorrow. As soon as it comes to mind, write it down and make sure you achieve it in time. Then you divide your work. It's also good that you draw a timetable to your activities on campus. So you know that between this time and this time, I'm having lectures, and between this and this, I have to go and eat, I have to read, I have to take a walk around this time and this time. So when you divide it like that, you divide your work, it's very easy for you to meet your expectations and then to be relaxed and then reduce stress. Then delegate. It's not everything that you can do. There are some of the things that you need to let people help you do it, or you need to delegate people to do it for you. And so delegation is very, very important. For instance, here's the case that you are a student leader as well as being a student. There are some leadership roles. There are some roles that you can give to other people to do for you. So delegation is very, very important. And then recreation, very, very, very important. You need to refresh yourself, involve in recreational activities. We have a football field here. If you can engage in football or any form of recreation that will help you relieve stress. Then time management. And we also advise that you eat well. Food or diet is very important in our health and well-being. So we encourage that you drink a lot of water, you take in much fruits and vegetables, especially the green leafy vegetables. And most situations that we face at the clinic is people with stomach ulcer. And they develop it because they mostly skip their breakfast. Some also skip both their breakfast and their lunch, and this develop into stomach ulcer. So please, if you have lectures and it's going to be early in the morning, make sure you have maybe a biscuit or something in your bag, so that along the way, when you see that you are hungry, you can munch on something. And so you eat well, you avoid alcohol or limit alcohol intake, because and other stimulants. Alcohol affects our brain. It destroys our brains because it acts as an empty calorie. You take it and you think that you have lots of energy, but it's just deceiving you, and at the end of the day, it will just break your system down. So we advise that you avoid intake of alcohol. Then you connect with supportive people, people who support you so that you can relieve stress, people who can give you good advice, people who encourage you, connect with them. And then you find out what hobby you have, and make time for it and engage in it. Then you can take vacations. If you can't take vacations, you can take time out. Maybe go out, take a stroll, or something like that. And then if there is any other thing, then you have to see the counselors or coach or therapist. We have a counselor, we have counselors on campus, and so you engage them as and when necessary. You also have to avoid eating late in the night. Eating late in the night, what happens is that the food is not able to digest, and we know that when we take in any group of food that is not well digested, it can turn into fat, and fat has a long way of affecting us. It can increase our BP, we can get diabetes and all other heart conditions. And so let's eat early, avoid late night meals. Then exercise, very, very important. Exercise. We engage ourselves in regular exercise. Exercise activates our system. It enables blood to flow to every part of our body. And so when you realize that you engage in exercise, you realize that the brain is able to function very well. And as students that you are coming to engage in studies, you need to exercise so that your brain can function well, other parts of your body can function well. Then when you are in your rooms, enhance ventilation, open the windows so that fresh air will come in. It enables gas exchange and makes you feel healthy. Rest, very key to avoiding stress. It's true that you are here to learn, but you need to make time to rest, because if you don't rest, you are putting pressure on the system, and it has a lot of health consequences. So rest is very, very important. Make time to rest, not only in the night, but during the day. Make time for siesta. Don't always stay indoor. Come out and then inhale some fresh air. It's very, very important for the lungs. Then you report to the clinic when you have any condition. When you feel unwell, come to the clinic. We have staffs that are very friendly. They will cater for you. And then take in fruits, diet frequently. I've said it before. And so these are some of the things that you do to avoid stress. We are stressing on stress because it's one of the key things that we see at the clinic. And so we would encourage you to go by what we have said. Engage in exercise, eat well and all that, so that you avoid stress and you feel fit to study. Now, we are talking about COVID-19. Not quite long ago, we had COVID-19. Government said it's not in the system, but on few occasions, we come into contact with one or two. So we encourage you that when you come and you have symptoms of COVID-19, like runny nose, difficulty in breathing, chest pains, cough, and any other respiratory symptoms, you report at the clinic and we take it up from there. One thing I also want to talk about is students' relationship with staffs at the clinic. We'll encourage you that when you come, the staffs are friendly. So be diplomatic so that we'll be good to go. And we talk about your immune system, eating well and exercising. Now let's come back to your admissions. Your admission is not complete until you have done the complete medical examination, which includes X-ray, laboratory screening, and physical examination and certification. So when you come, a date will be fixed, and then you come to the clinic to do the X-ray, the lab screening, and the physical examination certification. And so do well to come and then do it. It's very, very important. It's apart from admission purposes, it helps you to know your status. So please do well and come. Thank you very much. Welcome once again and congratulations on your admission to the University of Mines and Technology. I am Jane Okulu, a Senior Nursing Officer with the University Clinic. Today I'll be discussing with you first aid. and we look at minor conditions where we can offer first aid. We'll be looking at burns and scalds, shock, fainting, asthmatic attack, and how to perform CPR. First aid is the first and immediate assistance that is given to a sick or injured person before the arrival of the medical personnel or before transportation to the clinic. Whilst performing first aid, you must aim at 1, preserving life. One aim of first aid is to preserve the life of your casualty and to prevent further harm, to promote recovery, and to promote dignity. To promote dignity means that whilst performing first aid, you must maintain the privacy of the person. You must not expose the person's privacy to the public. Now, we'll be looking at some principles to follow whilst performing first aid. Principles of first aid. Assess the situation quickly and calmly. Make sure you don't put yourself at risk. Watch the accident site carefully before stepping in to help your victim. Protect yourself and the casualty from danger. Never put yourself at risk. Prevent cross-infection between yourself and the casualty as far as possible. And in this case, you put on gloves where there is exposure to any bodily fluid. Or if you don't have gloves around, you need to improvise. You can put your hand in a polythene bag to protect yourself and the victim from infection. Now, comfort and reassure casualty at all times. Give early first aid assistance to casualty with the most serious or life-threatening conditions. So, if I meet 2 casualties, one is having difficulty in breathing and the other is bleeding. The one with the difficulty in breathing is having a life-threatening condition. So I will attend to that person first before coming to the one with the bleeding. So arrange for appropriate help. Call the ambulance. Now, we are going on to look at some minor conditions that need first aid. We look at burns and scalds. Burns is an injury or damage to the skin, mucous membrane, or conjunctiva caused by heat, electricity, chemical, and friction or radiation. Scald is a type of injury caused by hot liquids or gases. Now, what are some of the indications? What are some of the things that will show that somebody is having a burn? So, there will be change in the skin color, either pink, red, white, brown, or even black. There will be blister formation, pain in the burnt area. Then there will be wheezing, sore throats, hoarseness of voice, especially when there is inhalation of gas. To manage burns, you first need to stop the process. So if it is fire and it's caused by electricity, you look for the main switch and put it off. Then you assess the area before entering. Then after that, you assess the victim and see if there are any blisters and wound. Now you open the tap and make sure that there is flow of water to the burnt area so that you cool down the burns. Then if there is any wound, you cover. Then you transport your victim to the hospital. Management of burns. Stop the burning process. So if it is fire caused by electricity, look for the main switch and put it off. Then you assess your victim's condition. Is there any wheezing? Is there any wound? Are there blisters? So if there are blisters, do not break the blisters. Now, you turn your tap on and you put the side of the burns under the tap so that water will flow on the side to cool down the process. You cover the wound and transport to the hospital. Remember to reassure and keep on reassuring your patient to be calm. When first aid is not administered well, there are complications that result from it. Some of the complications that result from burns is shock, infection, contractures, and then death. Remember again, do not break the blisters. When you break the blisters, you expose the person to infection, and also contractures can form. If it's at the palm area, when contractures form, it will be difficult for the person to open the palm, so the palm will become stiff like this. And do not apply ointments. We look at bleeding. Bleeding occurs when there is a break in the integrity of the skin. Maybe you have a cut from a knife, or during an accident, there's a break in the integrity of the skin. Bleeding will also occur. Complications. It can lead to shock, infection, anemia, and subsequently death. Management. You look for the site and put direct pressure on the site, or you apply pressure dressing. You raise the body part above the heart. So if it is the hand, you raise it above the heart level to prevent bleeding. And if there's anything stuck in the body, do not pull it out. We'll be looking at asthma and how to manage asthmatic attack. Asthma is a respiratory tract condition where the respiratory tracts contract and the person finds it difficult to breathe. There's wheezing, which you can hear, and the person is irritable. To manage asthmatic attack, you need to get close to your casualty. So to manage asthma, this is a practical demonstration. This is a victim of asthmatic attack. And so first of all, come around and look for anything that is the patient is allergic to. High-scented perfume. Then I move the patient away from the perfume, or I move the perfume away from the patient. Then I call for help. Help! I put the patient in a sitting up position, losing tight clothing. This is to enable the patient to be able to breathe well. Mostly they have inhalers that they use. So if one is around, I give it to him to inhale. If not, then we transport to the hospital.
So I'll be presenting on choking. Choking is the blockage of the airway, typically by a foreign object. A good example is a food in our throat. Understand that choking can lead to difficulty in breathing. Hence, this is a medical emergency. So how do we administer help to a choked person? So the first thing you do is you quickly assess the ability of the person in speaking, coughing, or breathing. So you check whether the person can breathe properly, speak, or cough. If the person can cough forcefully, encourage the person to cough more to encourage or to enable the clearance of the object that is obstructing the throat. If the person cannot speak, breathe, or cough effectively, then you administer these three techniques. Any two of them can help. So first one, we have the abdominal thrust. So for the abdominal thrust, the person take the standing position. Then you make a fist with one of your arms. So you make a fist here. You place it right below the belly. Then you place your other arm over that fist. Then you give 5 abdominal thrusts this way, quick ones. 3, 4, 5. If the person still can't breathe properly, then you can turn to the chest thrust. That one, you still make a fist, but this time you place it at the center of his chest. So you place it here right at the middle. Now, when you are positioning your fist, ensure that it is positioned inwardly here. Then you place your other arm over it. Then you give 5 chest thrusts straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can also use the back slaps, where you use your heel of the palm. Then you use your other arm across the chest. You bend the person forward small. Then you deliver 5 blows in between his shoulder blades, behind here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so once you've been able to do this, the person should be able to breathe, cough, or speak effectively. If the person still finds difficulty, then it is better you seek proper medical attention. So what do you do when you are alone and choking? The first thing you can do is to move outside so that you'll be noticed by someone. If there is no help outside, then you can perform abdominal thrust yourself against a safe object. So you can use a chair here, then you position the edge here below your belly here. Then you perform 5 thrusts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This can help you.
Okay, so I'll be talking about fainting. Fainting happens when you lose consciousness for a short period of time because your brain is not getting enough oxygen. Your aim as a face aider or the person standing by to assist the casualty or the victim is to improve blood flow to the brain and to reassure the casualty and make him comfortable. So causes of fainting, what actually causes fainting? We have fear, we have severe pain. So there will be pain from something which can cause or trigger fainting. And we have a sudden drop in the blood pressure. So this one can be as a result of someone standing too quickly. So maybe you are standing from a chair and you stand too quickly. It can result in fainting. And we have someone also standing in one position for too long. So when you be in one position for too long, when you sit for too long, it can result in fainting. And we have dehydration too as a cause of fainting. So fainting and shock, they are related. So we will take both of them, then we deal with their management. So shock actually occurs when there is a bleed or a burns, when the person is dehydrated, when the person gets some reactions out of allergies, when there is an external cause. Maybe the person had a bad news, it can actually result the person in a shock. So these are some causes of shock. Then with the signs and symptoms that as a face aider or the person who is helping the victim, there is some signs that you have to take notice of. You have to actually check for a pale or a cold or a clammy skin. You have to check if the person is not able to move. You have to check for a low blood pressure. You have to check for a fast and a weak pulse. So as a face aider or someone who is there to help, what are you going to do? Signs and symptoms of shock. We have pale, we have cold and clammy skin. We have weakness or inability to move. The person's blood pressure goes down. We have fast and weak pulse. So these are some symptoms that we should take notice of when catering for someone who is under shock. So we are coming to do a short demonstration about shock, how you are going to manage shock or faint. So when someone is feeling shocked or the person has fainted, for fainting the person will be lying down, but shock, maybe the person will be sitting. So you have to encourage the person to lie down. Or when you come to meet someone who has fainted and the person is lying down, so you have to put the person in a safe position. So that's what I'll actually be doing. And you have to also make sure that the person gets fresh air. So you have to loosen some tight skin, some tight clothing. You have to actually loosen them. You have to open windows too if necessary. And if people are crowded around the place, you have to encourage them to open up, prevent overcrowding, so that air can actually get to the person. Then I'll come and raise the person's leg above the heart level to get oxygen to the brain. So this is what you'll be doing for some time for the person to get oxygen to the brain, and the person will recover. So during faint or a shock, this is what you have to be doing as a first aider. Or you can actually put a chair there and for it to support the person's leg raised. Okay, so cardiopulmonary resuscitation, why we do CPR in short. So the aim is to keep blood flowing to the brain and heart despite the irregular heart function of patients. So without blood flow for about 5 to 8 minutes, the patient may suffer permanent brain damage. So the approach you have to take into consideration when doing first aid. So as a first aider administering CPR, what should you do? So we have our casualty here who is unconscious, or probably we have come to meet someone lying here. So you have to actually check for danger. So you have to check if the place is safe. Then you have to check for response. So with the response, if you know the person's name, you can actually mention his name. If you don't know the person's name, you can use any other name to call the person. So I'll go down after checking and knowing that my scene is safe. I'll call him, hey, because I don't know his name. I'll use, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? So if there is a response, you have to keep the person in a recovery position. If there is no response, then you have to proceed on to the next one. So I'll shout for help. With the shouting for help, you can actually use your phone to place a call the emergency medical service, or you can call a nearby person to come and assist you. Then you have to check for the person's airway. So I've called for the help, I have to check for the person's airway. So with that one, I'll gently tilt the person's head to open the airway. So I'm done with checking the airways. Then I have to check for breathing. So to check for breathing, you are actually looking, you are listening and feeling, and you have to do that within 10 seconds. So I'll go by this, and I'll use my cheek to feel it, and I'll be using my ear to listen for any sound, whether the person is snoring or anything, and I'll be looking out for a rise or fall of the chest. So within 10 seconds, I have to be able to administer that one. Then I've checked and there is no positive response for that one too. So I have to proceed on with circulation. So with the circulation, I have to check if the person's pulse is active. In checking for the person's pulse, I have to go by this. So use your 2 hands to do that. Please do not use your thumb. In using your thumb, you are actually checking for your own pulse. So you have to use the 2 hands to check. You have to feel it. Or you can check it around the person, this side of the person. So you have to check if the person is breathing. Okay, so we have checked for this one too, and there is no response. The person is not breathing. So we have to proceed on with the CPR. With the CPR, you have to interlock your hands in such manner. So you interlock, then use your heel, the heel of your hands to do that one. So you have to actually calculate and take 1/4 of the person's chest. Then with the interlocked hands, you go like this. So this is the position you have to be. With CPR, we are going in a depth of about 3 to 5 centimeters. And with an interlocked hands and in such position, you go deep, 30 compression and 2 rescue breaths. So you go in like this and be counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Please ensure that your hands are straightened. You have to ensure that, because you have to do an effective CPR. And in doing CPR too, you have to do it on a flat surface. Do not put the person on a mattress or anything of that sort. So after you are done with your CPR, or when to stop CPR, when you are tired, you have to stop the CPR. When you see a sign of recovery, you have to stop the CPR. So when you are tired, you have to let a medical or experienced person to take over. Or when the place becomes unsafe for you to continue, or the emergency medical personnel comes to the scene. So these are the conditions that you have to stop the CPR. So we have done the CPR and we can actually see that there is a sign of recovery. Yeah, so you have to also check out if there is some deformity. So maybe it's a car accident. The person can have a cut of a leg, or the hands or the ears can be cut off. You have to check for those stuffs. Then exposure of the external body. So the environment can also cause some effects. So you have to check for the grounds, the arms, all parts of the body to see if there is a bleeding. Then you have to treat it as such.
That is it about first aid. I encourage you to go through the videos, learn one or two things so that you'll be able to administer first aid when we are faced with such challenges. With me doing the presentation is
Michael Joe, a member of UMaT Red Cross.
Frimpong Akwesi Ruben, a member of UMaT Red Cross Society. So we are on both campuses, that is Kado and Takwa campus. And you can reach out to us on 055-4710-508.
I wish you a happy and stress-free stay on campus.
I would like to welcome you to the University of Mines and Technology, where knowledge, truth, and excellence works as our motto. I am representing the hub, which is the university's hub. My name is Dr. Frank Boateng. I am the lead for the hub management team. The UHUB is an incubation hub, and it serves the purposes of giving students entrepreneurial strength and helping them to nurture their ideas whilst they stay here on campus. Most students have gone through the hub and they have come out very successfully, which has provided them the right technical and entrepreneurial skills in addition to their university degree. So we want to encourage all of you as you are starting your university journey. We want you to pay attention to the hub, visit the hub, nurture your dreams, aspirations, and ideas. So at the end of the period, you would realize that you have gained suitable entrepreneurial skills that will help you get into the world of work. In the past, and what the hub seeks to do is to harness the students' entrepreneurial dream and also help them to explore their innovative opportunities. Our students that have gone through the hub have gone further to make presentations at the university's annual innovation fair, and they have come out very successfully. Some, of the innovations that has happened is the coconut, where students produce a technology that is able to identify disease on a cocoa tree. And this, went very well, and it did, so well during the competitions. Again, students have also gone ahead to produce alcotests, where a vehicle is embedded with a technology that is able to test whether whether the driver has taken in alcohol, and if the driver has taken in alcohol, the vehicle instantly immobilizes and it sends a signal to their superiors before the vehicle is demobilized for them to move. These are all ideas that came out as a result of the activities that took place from the entrepreneurial hub and then through to the innovation hub. So we just want to introduce you to the hub. And to help me to do this will be my able man, Mr. Cephas Eshan, as well as AIPA, to take you through the entire process, what the hub does, what we seek for, the membership board for the hub, and every other activity that we do at the hub. I would like to welcome you, stay glued, and enjoy the journey of UHUB.
I am by name Cephas Eshan, from the Office of Research, Innovation and Consultancy. About UHUB. UHUB is an innovative and transformative space dedicated to turning ideas into reality, specifically tailored to serve the university community, including students, teachers, and non-teaching staff, as well as the catchment communities of the university. The management of the UHUB comprise of Dr. Frank Boaton, Dr. Kofi Kamasa, Dr. Sylvester Akpa, Mr. Ernest Adadze, Mrs. Florence Inchua Abo, Mr. Simon Asari, and Mr. Isel Ayepa. UHUB is a catalyst for entrepreneurial growth. Our holistic approach encompasses startup and SME coaching, entrepreneurship awareness creation, business development support, prototype development, and fostering public-private partnership for sustainable development. UHUB is a vibrant ecosystem designed to cultivate innovation and drive entrepreneurial excellence within the university community. At UHUB, we go beyond providing physical spaces to fostering a dynamic environment where creative thrives, ideas are nurtured, and aspirations are transformed into reality. Here is just a glimpse of what defines us.
I go by the name Isel Ayepa from the Office of Research, Innovation and Consultancy. We do a couple of things, but to talk about a few, we do startup coaching and SME mentoring. So in this, we give in-depth guidance to our startups and our SMEs, where we give them how to build their business profiles, how to build their business plans. We give them coaching on practical insights, market research, customer segmentation, customer reach, customer retention, and a couple of things as well. We also give them tailored support. Tailored support in the sense that some businesses do not actually know the business aspect of their businesses they are doing. What things that we see in Africa or Ghana is that most at times businesses start by inheriting them from their family members, and therefore they don't have the knowledge of the business. So we give them tailored support in how to go about the business operations. Taking an example as poultry farmers. Poultry farmers, I could be a kid who grew up from a family that would do poultry, so automatically in one way or the other I would also have the skills of doing poultry, but I do not have the business knowledge of the poultry farming. So at the hub we give our SMEs and startups tailored support for their businesses on how to go about their business operations. We also give them workshops and networking spaces where we connect them to industry experts. We give them trainings on their branding, their sales, and a couple of things. They come in to learn, get certified, go back into their businesses and implement them. We also do entrepreneurship awareness creation. In this, we cultivate the mindset of entrepreneurship. To talk about our students, some students might not only be good with the book and pen, they might have other ideas that they would cultivate and bring them into realities and serve as business opportunities for the world out there. So we give them awareness on how to cultivate these ideas. As the name goes, or as our motto goes, realizing your ideas into realities. So when we bring these students together, we give them coaching on how to cultivate these ideas into realities. Furthermore, we give them inspiration on how to explore. Inspiration on how to explore. Many a times people will go by the saying that I have the idea, but I am afraid that someone will take the idea from me when I sell it to them. But at the hub, we take all these ideas and we teach them how to go about the ideas from just the idea stage to a reality. And that is one of the things we do. Also, we do business development support. Business development support. In here, we give comprehensive resources to our SMEs and any other person who comes in for business support. I mentioned earlier that we do business plan, we do business profiles, we do sales and marketing, we do branding also for people who come in for business support. Furthermore, we give skill enhancement to our participants, our SMEs, and any other person that comes into the hub as either an incubatee or a mentee. So one of the key things we do at the hub is skills acquisition. Skills acquisition, not only in the field of business, but then also in the field of entrepreneurship as well. We give them skill sets like how you can make right sales, how you can make direct sales, B2B sales, and all of that. Also, we do prototype development. Prototype development. When we talk about prototype development, we are looking at the space where the ideas that we've gotten, we don't just leave them at the idea stage, but then we build on them to get something we call a prototype. A prototype is more or less like a sample of what we're actually working on. So we'll build a prototype for the ideas, we test them in the market before finally we bring it out as a marketable good or a marketable finished product. So that is what we do. We also give expert guidance to people who are in the space of prototyping. So if your business idea or if your entrepreneur idea has to do with mechanical issues, that has to do with electrical or whatever, we bring experts on board that will coach you and help you build a market-ready prototype. Finally, we also do public-private partnerships for sustainable development. Many a times you realize that most businesses are not sustainable because they do not have the well outlined processes, or they don't have good connections with people out there. So they be in their existence for about 2-3 years and they fall off because they are not sustainable. So we give them sustainability coachings so that they will be sustainable. We connect them to experts in the industry, experts in academia, and then in their business field, so that as the days evolve and as the days goes by, whenever crisis rise, they know how to keep whatever they are doing and to be sustainable. Circular economy is also one of the things that we do. We look for from the businesses that we bring into the hub. To mention by a few, these are a couple of things we do at the hub. In the hub, we believe that it is not just a facility. We believe that it's not just a place where we bring in people, but it is an ecosystem where we cultivate dreams and transform them into tangible success ideas or stories. As a student who has come to UMaT, we believe that you would have an idea beyond the books that you are studying. You would have something you want to do. You would have a brain or a mindset somewhere that you would want to develop it into something else. I am telling you by this that the hub is the right place to go. Come to the hub. You can locate us at the main auditorium, the ground floor of the main auditorium. When you come to the hub, experts, good staff are there to welcome you and to convert your idea into a success story that would help your future, would help Ghana, and would help the world at large. Come and let's realize your idea into a success story. Thank you.
Rightly said by Mr. Ayepa, UHUB isn't just a place. It is your dynamic ecosystem for turning dreams into reality. Crafted for the university community, Our services offer a transformative journey, inviting you to bring your innovative ideas to life. Explore possibilities with UHUB. See your ideas take flight. It's more than a launch pad. It's the catalyst to unlock your entrepreneurial potential. Come to UHUB and realize your ideas come to fruition. Come to UHUB and see the best of yourself. Come to UHUB and experience the best. You can come to our office at the main auditorium of the University of Mines and Technology.
Welcome, freshmen, and once again, congratulations on your admission to this noble university. My name is Arnold Kofi, and I serve as Assistant Systems Programmer at the ICT Unit. Over the next few moments, I'll take you through some essential ICT services that will ensure a smooth and a successful stay on campus. So some of the activities we will be going through is how you can register your courses online, how you can access your student email, and how you can access the students' learning environment, that is the e-learning platform. So I'll first start with the course registration process. So you need to open any browser of your choice and then enter the URL portal.umat.edu.gh/students. So this is what you will see once you enter this URL into the browser's address bar. Now you need to log in with your username and password. Here, your username is your reference number. I have my reference number copied, and so I'll go ahead and paste it. You input the same reference number as the password and then click sign in. Once you log in to the dashboard, you will see these activities. So registration, checking of results, bills, and survey. Now the concentration here is to register. So we'll click on registration and then click on regular on the next page. Once you come to this page, you will see a list of courses you have to register for the semester. For each program you offer, you will see related courses, and the courses are marked unregistered because this person in question has no register. So you will click on the register button on the top right and get the courses registered. Once you register these courses, you can then click on the print to have a preview of the courses you have registered. So once you get to this page, you'll see the preview of the courses you have registered and a portion for you to sign once it's printed out. So you proceed to print out and then sign duly. So this is how you will register for your courses for the semester. So the next activity is on how to access the e-learning platform. The e-learning platform gives you the opportunity to have online classes and get access to lecture materials that will be uploaded by your instructors. So to get access to the e-learning platform, you need to, open a browser and enter the link into the address bar. The link is as follows: elearning.umat.edu.gh. So once you enter this link into the address bar, it will bring you to this page. Now on the far right corner, you need to click on login. So on this page, you need to enter your username and password. Your username is your reference number, which I have mine copied, and so I will paste it. And the password is your surname and the last 4 digits of the reference number. This person in question is called Rose Damson, and so the entire full name is Damson and then I'll append the last 4 digits of the reference number, that is 1424, and then click on login. So this brings you to the dashboard of the application. Of course, once you log in for the first time, you will be given the opportunity to change the password, just as you see. On the menu here, you will have access to all the activities you can do or all the services provided on this platform. So when you come to student service, you can have access to all the courses which will be uploaded. You can have access to attend lectures online and search for courses. A YouTube link is provided on the screen for you to get access to detailed information about how to operate on the e-learning platform. So the next presentation is on how to access your institutional email or your student email. In UMaT, we use Google email services, and so if you are used to Gmail, then this will be easy for you. So to get access, you need to enter gmail.com into the address bar, and then click sign in. So once you are on the login page, you need to enter your email address. So in UMaT, we have a particular pattern for our email addresses. So we begin with the program code. Here in question, the person is offering electrical and electronic engineering, and so the program code is EO. Then you bring a hyphen, and the person's name is Rose Damson, and so you append it with the initial of the first name and the full surname and the last 4 digits of the reference number. And so since it's Rose Damson, we say EL-R for Rose, then Damson as the entire surname, and 1424, which is the last 4 digits of her reference number. And then you append with @st.umat.edu.gh. I'd like to take this again. So the pattern for the email address is EL, which is the program code, hyphen the initial of the first name, which is Rose, and so R, and then the full surname, Damson, and then we append the last 4 digits of the reference number, that is 1424, at st.umat.edu.gh. Once you get this right, you click sign in, and the password is a full surname and the last 4 digits of the reference number. Is a full surname and the last 4 digits of the reference number, and so the full surname is Damson, and then we append 1424 as the last 4 digits of the reference number, and then we click next. Yes, so with this you'll be able to get access into your station email and use it for all communications. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Abigail Ifegal Tadimi, a junior assistant librarian. On behalf of the University Librarian, I would like to welcome you to the University Library. The University Library provides support for user community, that is you, our students, lecturers, and researchers. We also contribute to the accessibility of relevant information for teaching, learning, and research. The university opening hours varies between semester and vacation holidays. During the semester period, the library is open from Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 2 weeks after reopening, the library is open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. The library is also opened on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The library is closed on Sundays and holidays. However, during exams period, the library extends its opening hours. Saturdays 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sundays from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Registration to use the university library. Admission is by means of valid ID card and proof of registration. You would have to register online via the library website www.library.umat.edu.gh. You will need your student reference number or student number and your institutional email address to be able to do the registration and have access to the library collections. Our services and facilities. Staff are available at the enquiry desk to answer your questions and help you find resources for your study and research. Study spaces. There are various study spaces in the library. We have a conducive, quiet place for your individual studies. We also have collaborative study rooms where you can come in for group discussions. We have the PC and then the laptop workstations, which offers comfortable and varied environments for your work and study. There is a computer center within the library and it's available for student use. We have reprographic facilities, that is, you can scan, print, and then do photocopy of any material that you need. Binding services. We offer soft cover, comb, and thermal binding of documents, which are available at a fee. An indexing service is available on completion of your thesis or dissertation. Postgraduate students would have to access this portal. Please visit the university library website for how to register and submit your work for indexing. The collections in the library. We have reference collections which are available for your use. We also have recommended textbooks which are also available for your studies. We have periodicals, newspapers, and journals which are all available in print and electronic versions. Our lending collections can be accessed for a period of 2 weeks, and then you will have to return them if you are not done using to renew it for another week. Books which are out on loan may be reserved and are then available to the person once they have been returned. Renewal of books is in person in the library. Please take notes. Anyone removing books or periodicals illegally or manipulating any of these will be charged and could be expelled from the university. So please take note of this. You are, however, fined if you do not return books. So overdue books are fined. Books that are overdue for more than 30 days are considered lost. And for that matter, you will have to pay for the book. Information literacy. This is an important component of education and a crucial aspect of the library service. The main purpose of information literacy is to equip users with skills on how to efficiently and effectively locate, evaluate, select, and use information. And so time is allocated for this seminars. Electronic databases at the university library. UMaT library subscribes to a number of electronic databases. Access to these databases are available to you as students at the university. The databases that are available from the university library include Credo Reference, Emerald, EBSCO Web Database, Wiley Online Databases, JSTOR, IEEE, the Geological Society, Taylor and Francis, Sage, Sage Research Methods, and a lot more. Code of conduct. Personnel's services and facilities shall not be abused. Please keep good relations with your fellow users and be reminded to be courteous to all staff and other users. You could face sanctions for discourteous behavior. Library information requests. To facilitate timely and effective access to the materials you need, we encourage you to submit all your library enquiries through this online form. The link is on the library website. For more information, kindly visit www.library.umat.edu You can also follow us on our social media handles, the University Library UMaT, on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I would like to wish you all the best in your studies.
Hi, I am Dr. Yao Yavenyo Ziga, the head UMaT Training Coordination Unit. On behalf of the training unit, I welcome you to UMaT. The training unit was established to promote university and industry linkage that helps in bridging the gap between university education and industry. Through the training unit, students are equipped with practical experience in the work environment to make them competent and efficient after graduation. This is done through the university's industrial attachment or internship and field trip programs via collaborations with industry partners. It must also be acknowledged that the university training unit gives priority to international students in our internship program. We also assist industries to recruit students from various faculties for national service. To mention a few, some of the companies that give our students internship opportunities include Goldforce Ghana Limited, Takwa, Aboso Goldforce Limited, Daman, Anglo Gold Ashanti, Eduaprim, Anglo Gold Ashanti, Obuasi, Ghana Manganese Company Limited, Ghana Bauxite Company, Total Energies, Zen Petroleum, Baker Hughes, Espro Ghana, Precious Mining, Shirano Gold Mine, Slambaje, Services Machinery and Trust Ghana Limited, Rick Ward, Haptel, National Technology Information Agency NITA, Vodafone, Engineers and Planners, WBHO, Justmore, Mantrac, among others. On the part of the students' research works, the training unit facilitated the process of data collection by coordinating with the requested company. This allows our students to have hands-on practical experience during the data collection period at the company. The training unit also prepares staff student training requirements of the department, organization of departmental seminars, workshops, conferences, etc. The unit also acts as the liaison between the department, faculty, and university training activities. We also coordinate student and staff training programs. I must say that UMaT is one of the few universities that produces graduates that best fit the industry and the research world. We are located at the ground floor of the university's library complex. You can reach us via the email training@umat.edu.gh. Once again, we welcome you to UMaT, the only mining university in West Africa.
Hello, you are welcome to University of Mines and Technology. My name is Dr. Asare Asante Ano, the University Examinations Coordinator, and today I'm going to give you a brief guide as to how students are assessed and then regulations with regards to examination. So like I said, the objective of this is to educate fresh students on the university assessment systems and examination regulation. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all the undergraduate students for certificate, diploma, and the degree programs. So how do we assess students on UMaT campus? So one, we have the classical classroom activities. We also have the field, and then we have the laboratory. And I'm sure some of you will ask yourself why the need to assess students. Why can't they just be themselves and then at the end of the day, they just leave the university? There are very important reasons why we need to assess students. First of all, when you graduate, you are going to have a certificate. And so we need to ascertain that you have really understood what you were supposed to learn. And then most importantly also, all universities are accredited, and so you need to use a certain curriculum. And that curriculum also, at the end of the day, we need to ascertain that you are able to understand the various courses that you undertake. And lastly, we also want to produce responsible engineers, responsible graduates, so that they will be able to perform and function when they are either in the field or in a research institution or wherever they find themselves. So it is important that we assess students. What is important is that UMaT uses this hybrid approach, so it's not only what you do in the classroom that matters. What you do in the laboratory matters, and what you do in the field matters. So what are the methods for assessment? We have written and then we have oral. So for example, in the laboratory, as you are undergoing the various exercises, you can be assessed. We also have the multiple choice questions which can be used for class tests. And then we also have sometimes open book exams. We also have assignment or homework. Then we have quizzes, and then sometimes we have group work, or we have what we call the class work and the class test. Then we have the end of semester exams. So this will constitute the written assessment. For oral assessment, then it means that the student will require to give some form of presentation. Then also sometimes they are given work as a group and then they present a report. And then we also have the group project work, and then also we have the final year project work. And when you also go to the field or when you go for internship, you are also supposed to produce report. So it can be in the form of a semester presentation or a class presentation. Then you have the field trip report, and then you have lastly the final project work report. All these are graded and assessed just like the classroom work. So we have the written assessment, and then we have, as I've just discussed with you, the oral assessment. So when you have done the written or the oral, how are you graded? So we have a grading system from A to F. When you have 80 to 100 raw score, it means it's an excellent work. So whether it's written or oral, when you have A, it means that you should score a grade between 80 and 100. If you have 70 to 79, it's a B. If you have 60 to 69, it's a C. And then if you have 50 to 59, it's a D. If you have below 50, then you have an F. For some reason, students might not feel well during quizzes or end of semester exams. In such a case, then you have an I, which is incomplete. And so you will have to come back to rewrite those papers. Sometimes also there are other issues that we cannot envisage. For example, COVID-19 came and some students were not able to write the exams, even though they were not sick. So in such a case, then we have what we call I asterisk, which is also just like the incomplete. So basically you are being graded from excellent, very good, good, pass, and then fail. If you fail any of your papers, you will be required to rewrite them. Now, with the grading system UMaT, we have a very unique system. You will realize that certain universities, they have mid-semesters. In UMaT, we have what we call continuous assessment. The continuous assessment is made up of attendance, which is 10%. And the idea is that you are required to be in class for you to be able to understand. And so for the 12 to 14 weeks, we would expect that at least you should be there for more than 60% or 50% of the class. So that will constitute attendance. If you come for all the lectures, then you are going to get that 10%. And then continuous assessment, whether verbal or
in class will constitute 30%. So it means that the quizzes, the class test, the class presentation, all will be summed, and then you have 30% from that. Then we have the end of semester examination. So the end of semester examination has a weight of 60%. So in the end, if you sum the attendance, the continuous assessment, and the end of semester, you have 100%. This means that right from day one, when you come on campus, you have to make sure that you attend lectures, both physically and online, and make sure that you also do your assignment.
So the second part of the presentation talks about university examination regulation. Now I assume that you have listened to the first part, and so you know the mode in which you will be assessed, both orally and then also in the classroom. For the university examination, it's a very important portion and part of the rules that you have to read, because examination makes the university, and a good university would also have a good certificate that you should be proud of, that you can use. And so sometimes students find themselves in certain examination malpractices, which in the end sometimes they are even sacked from the university. So I think it's important that at the beginning you take a very good look at the regulations regarding examination at the University of Mines and Technology. And again, it's in the material that you have been given, so I encourage you to read it thoroughly. So the duration of exams is dependent on the credit hours. So for example, if you have a 1 credit hour course, then the exam duration is about 1 to 2 hours. If you have a 2 credit hour course, then the duration of the exams is about 2 to 3 hours. And then if you have 3 credit hour course, then the duration of the exams is about 3 to 4 hours. This should inform you when you are preparing for your exams, so that if it's a 2-hour paper, you prepare adequately. If it's a 3-hour paper also, you prepare adequately. So what would qualify you as a student to enable you to write exams? You should have registered for the course. So at the beginning of the semester, you go to the department and then you register. And most importantly, you should not have absented yourself for 30% or more of the total attendance. So it means that if we are meeting for 12 weeks, 30%, you can already do the calculation yourself. You should be in the class. I must also caution that sometimes certain lecturers take random attendance, so you also have to try and meet the 30% requirement. Secondly, you should not also have absented yourself for a total of 14 days in the semester. The idea is that if you have absented yourself for more than 2 weeks, then you have mixed a lot of things that you would be required to repeat the course. You should also have a continuous assessment for the relevant subject area. So if you do not have any class test, quiz, or you were not well, then kindly see the course examiner. Otherwise, you will not be allowed to take the examination. Then lastly, you should not have been rusticated from the university. Now there are instructions that are given to candidates before the exams. This is also given in the material that you have been given before the matriculation. So I would like you to read carefully so that you know what is required of you before the examination. So the instructions to candidates before exams is in the conduct for undergraduate program and then the student guide. So take these materials that you have already been given, take a read. I'm sure within 1 hour you should finish. Most importantly, there would be a timetable for the beginning of the semester. Try and look at the timetable and then the classrooms that you will need for all the courses. Then, most importantly, there will be a final examination timetable. Usually before the examination, you have the draft and then you have the final examination timetable. Within the timetable,
we have the various rooms for the various examinations. So do well to acquaint yourself. Most importantly, you need to be in the examination room 30 minutes. So I will advise that all undergraduate students who are in the university for the first time, the week before the examination, try and acquaint yourself with all the rooms and try and be at the examination center 30 minutes before the examination. Make sure that you do not take any foreign material to the examination room. And once you are seated, you will need at least 30 minutes before you'll be allowed to get out. No examination malpractice should be done within the premises of the examination, where the examination is taking place, or around the venue. So no foreign materials, no mobile phone. Make sure you just go with your calculator, your pens, and all the material that you need for the examination. So again, do well to read the instructions. If you absent yourself from the examination and there are valid reasons, maybe you were involved in an accident or you were sick, then you will need to report to the examinations office and then also to your head of department. For medical grounds, you will be required to retake the paper at another date. However, if you fail to report the incident, then it's going to be recorded as a fail. So make sure that if for some reason, most importantly, if it's medical reasons, you report to the examination office and then your head of department. In addition to reporting to the exams office and then the head of department, you also have to submit the relevant medical certificate, which should be received within 14 days after the date of the paper. So that is also very important. Now, what happens if you are caught with a material, or if you are involved in examination malpractice? There are various offenses which is also stated in the student guide and then the conduct of the undergraduate program. So do well to read them. For example, if you take a foreign material to the examination office, you are going to be dealt with severely. Sometimes you can be dismissed, or sometimes you can be rusticated, or the paper can be also cancelled with a 0 score. So do well to read that. But most importantly, all students should avoid all the offenses that are associated with examinations. If a student does not fulfill certain requirements, then he is going to be put on either probation, or he's going to be withdrawn, or going to be dismissed. So as undergrads that you have come to the university, I would again encourage you to work hard, because otherwise you find yourself in one of these situations that will require that you are either put on probation, or withdrawn, or dismissed. So I would go through briefly what constitutes probation, withdrawal, dismissal. First of all, a student shall be considered to be on probation in any of the following situations. If you have a second and third year student who is trailing 5 or 6 courses at the end of the second semester, then that student will be put on probation. Or if you have a first, second, and third year student on obtaining a cumulative weighted average of less than 45% to 49.99 at the end of the second semester, such a student will also be put on probation. And then lastly, a student on probation is required to improve his or her performance and be in good standing within the 2 semesters. If the student fails, then he would repeat the year. A weighted average or a cumulative weighted average of less than 45%, then you would be withdrawn. If you are involved in any of the examination or practices and it's severe, then you will also be dismissed. So I will encourage you that you read the student guide and the conduct of undergraduate programs so that you would be familiar with all the rules and regulations regarding exams. So in summary, I will encourage you that you look at the assessment methods in UMaT and you also look at the regulation regarding examination. I wish you a nice stay at the university and I wish you all the best.
Dear UMaT freshers, my name is Amos Nyayung Thomas, the chairman of the SRC Interim Management Committee. On behalf of the entire student populace and the Student Representative Council, SRC, it is my pleasure to welcome you into the University of Mines and Technology, Tokwa. The SRC is here to represent your interest and to make sure that your experience at the university is fulfilling and memorable. Whether academic support, social events, sports, or advocacy, we are committed to making your time here as enriching as possible. To help you settle in, we have planned a variety of activities and programs to introduce you to the campus and the university community. We urge you to participate in all our activities. Do not hesitate to reach out to the SRC if you have any concerns, questions, or ideas. We are here to support and guide you every step of the way. Once again, you're welcome to UMaT.